Morning, my name's Dave Smith. Some of you might know me. I've been at Energy Products since 1995, 24 years ago. Since then, Temperzone brought us out in March of this year. I was brought primarily on from Energy Products to look after two products, which was air handlers and power cool duct. And of those two products, Cleaver air handlers has been the one that's moved forward. At this stage, I consider ourselves to be our #1 premier air handler supplier in New Zealand. The Cleaver brand has actually come right back from the original people who manufactured it in Italy, which was Cleaver SRL. The company no longer makes air handling units. It's been sold into two different parts of companies. Cleaver is mostly where this moved on to. Been manufacturing since 1996 in New Zealand. We started off with basically a trip to Italy to learn how to build the product. We came back with a little suitcase full of an air handling unit, and from there we built the whole range. So we're building 8,000 air handling units a year now, $80 million a day. Our capability is 30 to 50 air handlers a month, so we can actually scale up if we really need to, given what's available. Biggest benefits of our air handling unit compared to others in the market is we're aluminium construction, so it's the only fully aluminium constructed unit in the market. So the big benefit of that is lightness and anti-corrosion. So not too many people are familiar, but Hamilton is actually affected by salt water, and this is very important when you're looking at air handling units and corrosion. Steel rusts, steel as a salt rust. These are the major markets we've been involved with over the last 20 years. Healthcare hospitals is the major market for us. Schools, swimming pools. We're doing a lot of swimming pools recently, doing a lot of heating cover units as of recently as well. Auckland seems to be a major market at the moment, as always, and Christchurch has been up and down, and Australia has been recently as well. What I'd like to introduce you is we're actually trying to introduce, we have a range of four types of series of air handlers in the market. The basic one being the SB, which is a customizable large fan cool unit. So the idea being it's very simple style. So it's an aluminium panel box. It's got 20mm panels. We're using 3/8 coils. We're generally using a combination of one-row cooling coils, 3-row cooling coils, 1-row heating coils, electric elements, and a panel filter, and an EC fan. The idea of this product is aimed at a market that requires higher static pressure than your normal Temperzone unit will provide. So it's able to produce figures of 300, 400 pascals using a very high power EC fan. So that's what we call an SB. We'll be expanding our brochures that are out there at the moment to include these with the Temperzone logos. The MC series, which is the Cleaver original series, which is what we call the customizable series. As you can see, it runs right down through 29,000. It's the majority of what we've built to date, 5,000 units to date. It's designed around your standard 23mm to 43mm panels. Our whole philosophy has been quick turnaround, so 4 to 6 weeks is typical. So it's the MC series. As you can see, it's just different types of scales. We changed about the 360, which is a 100mm base, the 140mm base. What we'd like to introduce you today is the MT series. So we're trying to create a standard Temperzone air handling unit. So a lot of your other suppliers in the market quote you out of catalogues. We'd like to be able to sell you a standard air handling unit so you can buy it off the shelf. So you'll have components available, so it's quick turnaround, quick delivery. The benefits of that are going to be majority options are going to be inlet filters, a G4F7 panel and bag filter, a 6-row cooling, 2-row heating, an EC fan, clean fan, green grain paddles, and a standard arrangement. The idea of the 6.2, the 2-row coil will give you the performance under 80-70 if you're talking water temperatures, but also give the performance when you're using a condensing boiler, which will be at 55-30 or 55-35. So it gives you that performance. It's generally going to be a 12 fins per inch coil. So it covers the range down to 13. That's at this stage. Most of our air handlers we produce are in this sort of region through here, an MT60 to an MT180, 190 down the side. What it generally looks like is the top one up here. So you see just a standard air handling unit with a mixing box, panel and bag, cooling coil section, and an EC fan. options available obviously is going to be handing, and if you need to put it outside, then obviously a roof and a T-boot is a roof on the inside. So what we're trying to do is introduce it so it's designed into your job at the start, you design your job around it. So it's not, we are able to do customizable units, but we're trying to introduce the market standard units, which is the MTs. I'm not saying you can't modify them, but most of New Zealand want to be able to change the shape or the size and that sort of thing. The last one in the series is the MXR series, which is heat recovery unit. This generally uses a plate heat exchanger, and it has a return, and it's a compact design. Most heat exchangers, this is the heat exchanger section over here. Most heat exchangers you'll find are actually in a diagonal situation. We're trying to do something that's the European style, where you have a heat exchanger vertically. So the idea being is the, I don't know if some people are aware of it, the path of the air, fresh air path comes through a louver or through the inlet, horizontally through the heat exchanger, facing bypass dampers, through a treatment of a cooling coil or a DX coil, out through the fans, so it's actually a horizontal path. The return air path comes from the top, through filters at the top, vertically down through the heat exchanger, so any condensation will actually fall out through the bottom, goes across the opposite side, up the back, and comes around through a slot on the side and out through the exhaust fans. So it's giving us a very, very small compact. It's about a third shorter in roof space than the existing standard diagonal type. We've sold probably 20 or more of these to date, some of these large ones, the MXR 300s. We're putting one of those on Cambridge Pool. Some of the high school jobs, we end up having the MX 360s on, some of the open plan high school jobs, Robertson Junior High had one of these on. There's a couple in the South Island as well, had MXR 360s. Just to give you a basic performance of what our standard construction is, when I talk about 23mm or 43mm panels, the standard is the 4023, which is a aluminium profile 40mm panels, and this is at 6043. So effectively, we're talking about the 60 is this, the 40 is that, and then the thickness of the panels that way. We're securing our panel inserts, so the whole panel is secured by panel inserts on the inside. Chocolate profile is the next level that we're going to. It's used a lot in Australia. It's used a lot by certain contractors in New Zealand. We have the thermal profile. This is the newest one available, and people are aware of it. But there's a T2 TB2, which is new to the New Zealand market. We've got this available, and we've been producing air handles with this at the moment. And the biggest advantage and the biggest difference is that this is the updated profile where your thermal break is this section through over here, so you're actually breaking the inside temperature compared to the outside temperature, and you're preventing the cold air tracking throughout here. If you've got supply air temperatures of less than 9 degrees C, you should be using thermal break profile. So it prevents the sweating of the panels, it prevents the sweating of the actual surfaces of the air handler via the profiles. Just a big, so this is the latest thing we've had as well, which is a different thing. It's actually a door profile, so it's actually this gasket through here. It actually shows that it's what we're using for the door, so it's actually got an inbuilt rubber profile. So the actual door gasket is actually sealed to the door itself. So as the doors open and close, the gasket is part of the door. So it's not like some of the old systems where you have a foam gasket that's stuck to the door. This is actually a mechanically fixed gasket. Same, just going back to these ones. Something advantage as well, these have a mechanically fixed ball rubber, which is where the rubber actually sits in this position here and puts in this position here. So according to the Beaker spec, this is the only one that will actually comply fully with the spec in relation to ball rubbers. Base channels, we have two types of base channels. Again, ours is an aluminium base channel, 100mm on the units up to 300, 140mm on the units greater than MC 360. Just a bit of an advantage, just sort of the system that we go through the transit brackets on the pallets we supply. I don't know if you, hot press panels is a system that was developed. This is actually our hot press panel. This was all basically manufactured from a photograph we took in Italy when we first went across there. The whole process is designed to be as quick as possible. This is so the whole process is designed is that it's actually made with hot radiator panels. So you actually have two trays, and we pre-cut out polyurethane foam. We have a glue, which is water activated glue, so it's basically sprayed. The glue is sprayed on, and then you spray with water, put them together, and then you use a 15-minute process of heat, and then what pops out is the machine pops apart and you end up with the finished panels. So it's a very quick. We don't spray our panels from the inside because you're getting ununiform amount of adhesion, ununiform foam that goes through the panels. Different panel linings. So again, that's your standard tray, your bottom tray, your top tray, and foam insulation. We're standing here using marine grade titanium aluminium, but we can also offer other options of stainless steel, oxy painted, colour steel if we need to as well. Different types of fans. This is what we call the Zeelbeek type ER fans. So a standard, it's a plenum blade with an AC motor. These would have to run some VSDs. Composite fans, propellers. So these are very similar to the MPAPs or Tempex style of fan. EC fans, which is the majority of what our units are running in New Zealand at the moment at. Up to 630 diameter, 5.6 kilowatts. I have the inbuilt VSD fault indicator. We still actually able to offer DIDW belt-driven fans. We're doing probably one a year now, so we're not doing many of those. These used to be 99% of the market, and it's now changed back. That sort of changed back. That used to be 80% of the market. Our market is now 90% of EC fans, 95%. So the world's changed to that. It's very, very simple. When we're doing hospitals, this is what the hospital engineers would actually prefer. So it's actually a big advantage to them is if there's a breakdown, that's a standard AC motor. So very quick and easy, they can come in, change the motor, and get the hospital back and feed it running again. So that's their preference as opposed to our EC fan. Where if something goes wrong with this, you have to replace the whole fan. So we're carrying in Hamilton 12 different types, but we're carrying stock of at least 20 of each of these fans at any one time. So if there's a replacement, we can send one out or have one of them. Coils, obviously we use, we have two different types of coils. We have coil suppliers, we use Steelfoot in Palmerston North. We use a coil supply from overseas. Coils available at steam coils, chill water coils, hot water coils, DX coils, rapid coils. We're always doing epoxy coated coils. We find New Zealand is too close to the sea, the corrosion is too much there that we would not put in an epoxy coated coil. Places like Rotorua as well, we're used to using easy flow for hydrogen sulfide environments. It's quite a harsh environment to do at the moment actually. DX coils, it's another option we're doing. We've actually got three different types. This is a Temperzone OSA system. We were actually building an air unit. We'll provide a 3/8 copper chip evaporator coil, and we'll hook that up with a Temperzone OSA outdoor coil. So it's a matched period system that's available. So that's one system. Another system that's new to the market that we're just developing at the moment is the Hitachi system. This operates along the same line as being a condensing unit with a HE controller, able to do heating and cooling. It has electronic TX valves which are controlled by the brain inside the Hitachi unit. So it's being developed at the moment, and we're looking to get that into the market soon. The current system that most people are aware of is the Mitsubishi system we've been working with, which is along the same style. This is exactly the same style as the Hitachi unit with Mitsubishi, where you have a tap controller, electronic TX valves, and it all talks to the outdoor condensing unit. To date, we've sold 500 of these tap controllers in the market, so the system's been running for over 10 years. We've been working with Mitsubishi with it. We've had no issues with any of it. So the big advantage is it can provide full cooling and full heating at -5 degrees outside. no need to preheat. Just an example of what it looks like. So this is a typical arrangement which could be used for the Mitsubishi or the Hitachi system. So you basically have a DX coil, pack controllers, which talk to either a central thermostat or system, so, and then the electronic TX valves. So our system we would provide a coil, we'd wire or pipe all the electronic TX valves, we fit the pack controllers and the air handler, and all the contractor has to do is effectively the field wiring and field piping. It's a very simple system, very simple system. Filters. It's gone through a bit of a change on ISO 1916, 1890. I don't know if many people have heard that these days. It's a new filter standard. EN 799 is actually out of date now and needs to be replaced. A lot of consultants are not really up to scratch with what's going on. Most people are sort of used to the G3 and 4 and 5 and 7, and this is just one of the suppliers' comparison as to where you would be when you're comparing if their filters. Most of the filters will end up becoming fiberglass filters, which is going to be able to meet that standard, as opposed to synthetic filters, which should slowly disappear. So typically, you're going to find that most consultants will be specifying that you're going to be an EM1, so we've got the G4, which will be a coarse filter, and then followed by EPM1. That'll be your standard arrangements. Instead of G4 F7, that'll be what's going to be specified. We offer filters in all sorts of thicknesses. So our advantage is this: we need to compact the unit, we can then pull a shorter filter in, more compact filters. Panel filters, this is just a little advantage that we've created something special just to make sealing of panel filters a bit better. So we've actually created a little aluminium channel with a bit of brush seal. And so the idea being is the filter panel filter itself slides in and out the frame, so it creates a better seal. There's a bit of foam runs down through the inside here just to create that seal. So it gives you a far better seal compared to other panel filters that just generally that's that sort of weakness in the system. Holding frames is another thing that we developed for one of the filter suppliers. Most people in the market are aware of the old spring clips that end up sitting on the floor of the air handlers. We have developed, which is what we call an air mate retaining bolt. It's the idea it's slots into the side of the filter, and your threaded nut actually puts pressure on it and creates a better seal. Stainless steel frame, big advantage of this one as well is that we have a poured factory seal right around the outside that's applied in the factory. So that provides you the best seal, and by tightening it up you can actually provide even better seal as well. The system's quite suitable for HEPA filters. So you don't have to have a special filter for the frame, this one can actually use that as well. One big advantage in the future we found is that we're going to put a little hexagonal hip nut on the end of the main thing, because we found too many contractors complaining that they're having to round things. So we're going to put an open hex head so you can actually drive with your screwdriver.
Put a 1/4 inch one of these really huge impact driver.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly what we're doing. That'll come out next year or so, or next 3 months. The most common ones we do. We're sitting in channels inside the evening unit, so just compact. Museums, art galleries. It's generally a lot of them are used in rotary for hydrogen sulfide. With the louvers, people talk about, we've got a range of louvers. We have our own internally designed one called a TWS, triple wet stop. We developed that in conjunction with Inex and Hamilton, aluminium company. It's a Class A louver. We tested it and developed it to pass the test. It's a vertical weather louver. So most people get upset when they realise the actual design of water is to run down to the bottom and out to the bottom. Anodized profiles, 100mm deep. It's 45mm blade spacing. It has a very high pressure drop. It's generally maximum about 100 pascals. But to get to meet Class A standard, you need to have a certain pressure drop as well. I think the other one out on the market is the Seaworth louver, which does have a low pressure drop, but it's a very tight blade spacing. Very expensive. Where we have sort of very large air handling units, we do have a very open blade system as well to create a low pressure drop. Hose blade dampers, so this is all developed by ourselves. It's a clever range. It's a hose blade. Where we do have, like on heat exchangers, we can actually do face and bypass dampers. So it has one open and one closes. So we can only need a single actuator. That's used on heat recovery units when you're putting across the face of a heat exchanger. Also, if you're doing multi-zone units on air handlers, you put a damper on top of the unit for multi-zone. So you only have to have one discharge duct, and you have face and bypass across the actual cooler itself. Heat recovery, so here's an example. This is what I was talking about previously was the diagonal. This is the standard arrangement for a heat exchanger. We have the diagonal type of heat exchanger and the heat recovery wheels. We are reporting probably either a heat wheel or a plate heat exchanger every two a month now, most probably coming in from Italy. So there's quite a lot of people now involved in heat recovery. Biggest thing is to watch out for, which when people are quoting heat recovery, is you've got to quote it to a certain standard and class. So most people are sort of looking and saying, well, I'll get 80% efficiency. You need to make sure you're comparing with the right comparison. 80% is extremely difficult to get if you're comparing it to that EN standard. Most people will be a minimum of 60% class 3. Sometimes we get a class 2, but if you're talking 80%, you're up into a class 1, which is not possible. So just make sure you're comparing the right things. Big advantage with the heat recovery wheels is the hygroscopic heat wheel, which actually transfers latent and sensible heat. No condensation comes out of it, so it doesn't need a drain tray. Just examples of some hardware to show where we are these days. Earlier, Cleveland units had plastic wind-up handles. On the rail, which will move to a lever handle, which is lockable, which is aluminium hinges as opposed to plastic hinges. Panel blocks. So if you have an access panel you buy, you probably find a panel block located there. Accessories, just windows, bulky lights. Standard accessories, but just making sure you're aware of them available. Magnet heat gauges, which can produce digital readouts and also produce 0 to 10, 4 to 20 as an output signal to a BMS available as well. These are all just standard options that we have available for the fan controllers. So this is designed to suit around your EC fan. So in the basic arrangement, we would wire all our EC fans to a terminal block on the side, and we have a little potentiometer. So basically, there's your manual control of your fan. So you put power onto the unit, and you can basically dial up the speed you want. So you can control the fan with an external on-off signal. Have your potentiometer set to 6. And if you turn the fan on, the fan will run at 60% of the speed. Other controls available are the actual the modules through ZLB. This one's the CPG module. So effectively, you can set it to provide a certain pressure. We can set it to provide a certain volume. This one here is able to, so as your filters block up, your CPG module will increase the voltage going to the fan up to a certain limit and actually speed the fan up to a certain. So it's settled between 2 points. The fans are also available through a Bluetooth app now, so you can actually put a module, and this is how we commission our fans. We run every single EC fan that comes out of the factory, and we run them up using Bluetooth. So you can sit there with your phone, put the fan on the fan, speed the fan up, change the settings. In some cases, like there's a setting available on this, you can change over to be, instead of 10 to 0, you can change from 0 to 10 or all around that way. So it's actually reversible as well. All done just by sitting on your phone. Very simple. Modbus is available. The CTG gauge is actually a temperature control one, so you can actually set a temperature and use the fans to bring the temperature. So if you're putting a fan that's exhausting from a room or a space, your CTG will do that. It will increase the speed of the fan to accommodate for the temperature. Just some quality features to identify us from other suppliers. All our fan doors come with guards, fan guards, aluminium fan guard. Sliding drain tray is a bit of advantage with sort of through, it's actually a single point discharge. The idea being is no water's left in the drain tray. previous drain trays that were made horizontally with a single point. You can actually have 300 mils wide for sitting in a drain tray. So with a single point drain tray, you end up with 20 mils. So it's actually a way of stopping any condensate staying in there and causing issues. Very important for hospitals to try and limit bacteria growth in the drain trays. Sloping roofs, so all our roofs now are basically sloping roofs. We run a profile through the mill. Please do not walk on our roofs, they'll break them. Get you guys not to walk on them. For the very large ones, you do use a colour steel roof, which is run across the middle. The small ones are generally manufactured roof across. Other parts that we have internal opening doors, so it's actually very important these days is to have your door open against fan pressure. So the door closes against the seal because it's a positive pressure fan. In the old days, your backward curve fans had a negative chamber. These days, your fan chamber is a positive chamber. So should, where possible, is put a fan opening into the fan section. Only available when you have space inside the air conditioner. Obviously, when you don't, the door has to still open outwards. Internal cabinets, so we can put VSDs and controls inside the cabinets as well. Electric heating elements, single phase. We can supply those with, we supply them with the auto clicks and the manual clicks and an air pressure switch as standard, and then we can also provide your own controls that we can provide full digital control with as well. As I said before, VSD sitting in a cabinet, we can wire them from there to the AC motor inside the air. Important point is freighting. Just to highlight what we have to go through these days to get the units delivered to site. So it's on a full base, with fully packaged, fully protected. Even with us doing that, we're still getting so much damage from freight companies. It's just embarrassing. Lifting facilities. The corner points are available to be done with a shackle bolt within certain conditions. Certain models, a larger base, 160 base, 140 base is more able to do that. The small one prefer to sling the units themselves. Kit sets, a big part of our business at the moment. We're in the replacement market or the delivery or installation into a tight partnering. So we would provide a kit set. Either this is a partial kit set, so we're actually pre-assembling the base, short little runners, and then all the base panels will be supplied. This will be delivered to site. We'd ask your site staff to actually then move it to the plant room, and we'd bring our guys up to actually assemble the whole unit. Typically, we'd put an air handler together in a day on site with a couple of guys. Refurbishment work. Existing handlers that we'll come back another bit of update with. These are actually Rotor Event Centre. We've actually got to the stage now we're actually redoing the redid everything back there because it's such a harsh environment. Just some documentation. Our handlers go out with a maintenance manual. It includes wiring diagrams, suggestions, commission results, maintenance procedures. We do have something on our panels which asks you that highlight the fact that the panels have a plastic coating so we can work them in the factory, and we do ask you to remove that within 30 days of site. It's very good where your handlers in a dirty plant room, you can then peel it off and make it look clean, but when the unit's sitting outside, it's left on for 6 months or 12 months, it will actually bake on and it will become hard to remove. Another way that we're working to try and make things easy is we actually think we have a thing called a tick sheet. So the idea being is you can sit down with our sales guys, sales reps, and run through a tick sheet. So identify a tick exactly what you're after, and you guys can come through the selection of people in Hamilton and fill it out. We do have air handlers right from 1996. We actually have the whole unit that's been, all the air handlers sold from day one, and all actually on a system so we can look up and find exactly what you're after. So if you want any information on an old air handler, it's a AQCL and then 4 digits. Just let us know that, and then we'll be able to provide you a drawing, provide you some tech data on what the unit was back then if you want to look at replacing it. As I said before, with the MC series, it's fully customizable. We can do any shape, any size, any features. It is open that. We pride ourselves on being able to make it fit any space you require. We want to try and produce a standing unit, but we are able to provide anything you're after. We have done some amazing things, different shapes and sizes and heights and widths. Yeah. Currently, our current factory is 2D drawings. We're actually moving into 3D drawings in the future. It's become quite obvious that people want to start using 3D models. Films, we are actually going to be providing STP files for people to use in their rivet models if they need to, so you can connect straight onto our units. This is very big in Australia at the moment. They're using BIM. New Zealand's a little bit lagging behind Australia, which is unusual. But yes, it's quite important. So in the future, we'll provide you a 3D image of your air handling unit that you put into your rivet model and you connect all your ducts on. Just some examples for you. One's here just to show you some different style of handle foot, the gooseneck. So it's still actually being done quite regularly where you have the pressure intake a certain distance above the ground. Feedback filters, panel filters, bag filters. So this already job for us. The AMG shows, there's been quite a few of them in New Zealand, one in Australia. Toll offices, the new one in Auckland. 10 cubes, big heat wheel behind that. So it's a multi-story unit, epoxy coating, very, very large unit. So this is your DX coils, 2 sets of coils through here. It's quite a large unit. Up in the house for all the old multi-zones. Data centers, so different type of things, again, just customizable. Hamilton data center, Albany pools. St. Shopping Centre is an interesting one for us. We actually replaced the existing air handlers on site, and you can see this unit's actually made in 3 pieces: a piece there, and a piece there. And those all 3 pieces had to be helicoptered from an adjacent car park. So we actually lifted them all up and then dropped them onto place. As you can see here, there's this compartment here actually is the chill water pipe. So there's chill water connected to it. This includes a hot water boiler inside there. So instead of circulating the existing site mains that need to be replaced, so instead of recirculating low temperature water, they recirculate natural gas. They reticulate to our boilers. We have internal piping that runs from the boilers to the hot water boiler. It's all inside. So you've got your condensing boilers there with the freezer on top. Oh, you need to arrange it. Cameron swimming pool was one I talked about before. This is a very, very large unit. So there's a big heat wheel. This just in here actually, just missing at the moment. MXR 360 unit. 10,000 litres a second, fully epoxy coated. So when we do this, we actually do, when we're doing swimming pools, we use titanium inside and outside of our panels. We will use heavier grade floors, the whole frames, the whole floors are all epoxy coated to give us protection from the swimming pool. The fans, the EC fans are full spec, which is done to their standard level to give protection on those as well. So stainless steel fittings everywhere. We're powder coating all of our dampers. Just avoid corrosion. Just another unit interesting was fully stainless steel available as well. 304 stainless steel is sent at Tahiti, so avoid corrosion. Here's an example of all the different fittings. So here's your isola fan isolator, your thermal box with your potentiometer, windows available, windows in the section there, the fan doors. Just to highlight some other products that we still do. A lot of people sort of wondering about the other products the energy products we used to do. Well, this is still available through Temperzone. We call it other handle products. So we're still producing the steel boilers with the ranges of the AYs and EM. Condensing boilers. Still got the full mounted Dietrichs. Zero as well as Dietrich and the wall hung full mount. Buffer tanks is a big part of what we're producing, built to the latest standards. So, anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 litre tanks available, stainless steel, new connections. Still doing the expansion systems, the pneumatics, and the IMI valves as well. Radiators are still a big part of what we're producing. Just noticeable, not many people realise that some people are aware of the safe rads from the past, where these days the safe rads are now being replaced by factory condensating boilers at such a low temperature you don't need to have a safe rad attached to it because the temperature of the radiator is low. So it's more suitable for old folks' homes and stuff. Flexolin, still importing lots of Flexolin. Soap heaters as well. Just a range of different products of ours.